And here we go. This is the beginning of the rear passenger side wheel hub removal. Due to the loud noise that I am getting while driving, it is a rotational woo, 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 woo. It does not change when I hit the brakes. It only changes with acceleration. As it speeds up, so does the sound. When I make a left turn, the tone changes from whoop, whoop, whoop to a whoop, 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 and then it eases up back to a whoop, whoop, whoop. So the sound slightly changes when I make it left, so I am believing that it is on the right. In the rear, there is also vibration that you can obviously hear and feel stemming from the right rear side. So here we go. Okay, so you're gonna have this nut here. This is a 32 millimeter nut. You need this socket right here in order to break it loose. Now, in this case, there was a locking, what would you call this? Like there's an indentation here and here, and the outer rim of this nut, it was bent in so as to catch right here so that you could not turn it or loosens. This prevents it from loosening up while you're driving. I had to break that loose with a flathead. I actually destroyed my flathead screwdriver, but I was still able to use the metal part, the most important part, to wedge it in there, and with a hammer, snap that lowered little lip off of there so that it will turn past that locking point right there. It's kind of hard to explain, but once you see it, you know what I'm talking about. So I use a flathead screwdriver and a hammer to break through the outer lip of that nut that prevents it from turning counterclockwise, AKA loosening up. Once you do that, I use an extension here, a cheater bar. I remove this handle off of there so that I could apply this long cheater bar. And in that way, I was able to break it loose. So it's going to take a lot of leverage in order to do so. Now, I have to remove the caliper, take this screw right here, and take that off so that you can remove the rotor itself. Then it's going to make sure that when you take this off, make sure you take this sensor off first. And get all this out the way. Hang it, lay it somewhere where there's no tension on the brake line. Then here comes the hard part. I have to get all these nuts off. This one, that, yeah, no, it gets real intense. I gotta do all that so that I can get it to the point where I can replace it. But you have to get this nut off in order to remove the axle from the hub assembly. All right, so it's gonna be a while, but I gotta get all these off. This is the ABC suspension, so I have to use another jack to release tension when I disassemble and reassemble in order to get all these suspension components removed from the hub assembly. A lot of work, but whatever, it is what it is. Why do I do this stuff? Why don't I just pay somebody else to do it? Well, because I'm Gold Element Auto Works. And so I learned through experience. And this will be the first time that I've removed or disassembled a whole rear assembly on one of these Mercedes. And so it's a learning experience. And this is a good thing because now I'm able to pass the knowledge and information on to you. I don't mind getting dirty. You see, I've been getting dirty a long time. It's not about the shirt and tie and being sharp and driving around as one of somebody commented on my Facebook page that I look like a crooked lawyer, something stupid like that. But yeah, no, people are going to think what they want to think. You know, I know how to get dirty and dress down and also dress up. Be multidimensional. Don't just be one way. Be able to change and adapt to whatever circumstance or situation. You know what I'm saying? It's harder to find somebody that can always change and adapt. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Some people that know me, they know the mechanical side of me and that I maintain my vehicles. That's all they know. But then you have some people that only know the business or sophisticated side or the spiritual side of me. But you have to be multidimensional. I don't want to be just easily defined. I want to be able to cover all bases, I guess, and be able to fit in any situation or circumstance. You know what I'm saying? And to be able to be confident in any situation. So that's how I get down. Any environment, I like to be confident and comfortable. How about that? I like that. Confident and comfortable. All right, so here I go getting dirty. Let's get back to it. All right, so I got the rear of assembly removed. Let's see here. There's really no way for me to test this removed from the vehicle to see if this was the problem, because it turns smooth as the other one that I want to replace it with. Obviously under pressure, the weight of the car, the resistance is more, and that could then show the deficiency, I guess, of the bearing when it's under real life conditions. Of course, pulled away from the car, you know, I was hoping to feel some kind of grit, some kind of resistance of some sort, some type of maybe wobble. I mean, I'm really like taking a chance here, putting another one on. And this is sometimes what you have to do, process of elimination. But I want to be more calculated with my chances. I'm just trying to isolate the issue. So I have it all removed. And so now I have this one that I have to put in its place. I'm really hoping that this resolves the issue. So what I had to do is remove the bolts. I took pictures of each bolt and which one went where so that I'm not confused, and make sure that I use the proper washers where they belong. I got it out of there though. I got it out of there. I think it's recommended to use a new nut once you remove it, especially because you have to break off the locking part of the outer part of the nut that secures it onto this. But I don't know, we'll see. I would have to source one of these locally, likely have to go to Mercedes. I don't know how much that would cost. I know online they only cost like $2 or $3, but Mercedes would probably charge $30 for this little nut. I don't know if you can buy one of these. Well, I mean, they sell the socket at AutoZone and Walmart. I mean, AutoZone and O'Reilly's. Maybe they do have a nut also. I don't know. I'll see. But there we go. Make sure that you carefully remove each sensor and put it off to the side. There's going to be a lot of tension. It's designed to be that way, to keep it tight and right in the back. The last one that I removed was this one at the lower control arm. I didn't really need. Well, you know what? There is a little bit of pressure on there. But I did lift it up a little bit just to put pressure on it. I didn't have to actually pump it up higher than just the tension that's on it, just to secure it, to prevent a whole lot of excessive movement or extension from this, because it's now, well, just because I'm removing a lot of the supporting components, I guess, or suspension, I didn't want that to open up more where I can't reconnect it. So I kept the tension on there that, or I kept it at the height, I guess, that it was before I removed the wheel. So if that makes any sense, I don't know, make sense of it, I guess, try to. But this is the stage that I'm at now. All right, I'll keep you guys posted. Once I get this thing reassembled, I'll take it for a test run and I'll see if I still have that hum or not. I'll be so pissed off if I still do. It's a lot of work, but it's part of what it is, you know? It is what it is. It is what it is, baby. All right, I'll be back. Well, guys, I'm going to Mercedes of Westchester, Ohio, to pick up a axle nut. Of course, they don't have that at AutoZone. Of course, they don't have that at O'Reilly's. Gotta go to Mercedes dealership. Fortunately, I'm able to get it at a cheaper price because of my business. One advantage of having a company, I get to get my parts for less. Alrighty, here I go. I have installed the right rear hub assembly, and I reassembled the e-brake mechanisms that were missing, that were broken. And so now I'm about to see if that was the issue. All right, this is the run. This is the drive right here. I had to stop and start recording this because I'm kind of nervous, because I am going to be so pissed if this does not resolve the issue. Here we go. Take a listen. Nope, still there. Nope, still there. So now I'm pissed. Nope, did not resolve the issue, so it was not the rear wheel bearing. Nope, that wasn't the issue. I swear you can hear this thing and feel this thing all throughout the car. I still don't know what it is. Still don't know what it is. This sucks. Okay, guys, I can't figure it out. I did all that work yesterday, and I changed out the right rear differential. I'm sorry, the hub assembly for the CL550. The right rear hub assembly that included the wheel bearing, thinking that that was the issue with the noise that I was getting from this 2008 CL550. What noise am I talking about? It is the rotational noise that goes like woof, 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 and it increases in volume and speed as you speed up. It's not a continual hum. It is a rotational woof, 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 and it increases with speed as you drive faster. You also feel the vibration on the inside. I cannot, for the life of me, figure out what it is. It is not the right rear bearing or hub assembly. What is it? Is it the flex disc on the differential? Is it an axle? I cannot figure out what it is. Somebody help me out. Please help me. Help me, please. Help me. Somebody help me, please. Okay, everybody. Now, this is what I had to do. So I did the passenger side rear. Still had the hum rotational noise issue. It just sounds horrible when you're driving. The vibration is horrible. So I gave in, and I took this car up to Eurocharge of Cincy. I had them lift it up. I had them drive it. I had them lift it up and put the car in drive and listen for noise and see if there's anything vibrating or whatever. And so what they discovered was that there was a excessive noise coming out the driver's side. It was obvious. It was wheel bearing. Now, what's getting me is that when I turn to the left, the noise changes, and typically that means that it's the right side and the rear. Like if you're driving, especially in the front, if you turn left and you hear the noise, then it's your right. If you turn right and hear the noise, then it's your left. And so I applied that to the rear, and apparently I was wrong. There's noticeable noise in this old original wheel bearing. Now, this is the whole hub assembly. It's easier for me. It was easier for me in my case to just buy two used hub assemblies from a low mileage vehicle. In my case, it was an S550, which is the same drivetrain as a CL550. All right, so that being the case, same hub assembly, same bearing, whatever. To remove this bearing out of the OEM, the original one, I had to remove these 4 bolts, and then I guess it's pressed in. But this right here comes off, or it releases something, it separates something, and it allows you, it allows you to access. So that right there, this is the other end of the bolts right here. This is the back side right here. So remove these, separate this, and that's how you access the wheel bearing. And I believe it to be pressed in. If I were to put a new one in, you put it in the freezer, let it shrink in size, allowing you to tap it in without having to press it. Releasing it, though, I don't know how difficult that is, but it doesn't matter because I didn't take that route. It was easier for me to just buy a whole hub assembly. Now, let's do a comparison. This is the original. Now, let me see if you can hear the friction. Let's see. Okay, you hear that? Yeah, there's a lot of friction in there. Okay, that shouldn't be like that. It should be very smooth. Now, I hope you can hear that over the dog barking in the house. Now, here goes this one. Smooth. Quiet, listen. That's how it should be. I shouldn't feel any friction when I turn this bearing, but I feel a lot of friction on this one. And the noise is very noticeable. So that's wore out. That shouldn't exist. It should be smooth as a baby's bottom. And so I think I found the issue. It was not the passenger. It was the driver. Now, I'll confirm that once I reassemble everything, get rid of this one and install this one. It's not hard to do. Just take your time. Remove all this stuff, the bolts that run through here, the nuts, bolts. Pull this out, the whole axle. If you're not careful, it can come out, which I did with this one, but it goes right back in. Make sure it's in there, tight, whatever. And reassemble all this and be good to go. I will reassemble the parking brake assembly, get all that stuff back together, and we should be good to go. All right. So I'll get, let me do this and then I'll update you guys, let you know if I'm correct in my thinking. And if my theory is correct, I think I've figured out the issue. I look forward to the results. I'll let you guys know. Well, I figured it out. That's exactly what it was. No more bearing noise. No more wheel hub noise. Quiet as it's supposed to be. This is what a CL550 is supposed to sound like, minus the seatbelt warning. This is nice. That's what it was. That's what it was. Driver's side wheel bearing. Hey. Another example of not giving up. Being determined to fix the problem. Now, I could have got broke off and paid Mercedes to fix it or paid an indie shop to fix it, but instead, I figured it out, fixed it myself. With the help of Eurocharge of Cincy, assisting by putting it on a lift and running the drivetrain so that I was able to hear for myself the noise and where it was specifically coming from. So that was something I wasn't capable of doing on my own. So I appreciate that. And so if you find a good shop that doesn't mind helping you out, man, that's priceless. Because like I said, anybody else would have charged me a fortune. Mercedes would have charged me almost $300 just to diagnose it. So I went to Eurocharge. They looked out for me. And I did the work myself. So there you go. There you go. So thank you, everyone, with your suggestions. And sometimes I'm hard-headed and I say, no, that can't be it. I checked that. But sometimes I didn't check it, good enough. Or I really thought that it was the driver's side or the passenger side, but it wanted to be in the driver's side. So there you go, guys. There you go. CL550. One step further to perfection. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. And on to the next project. Well, the next phase of the project. It's going to be some wheels, some paint work, body work. It's coming along, guys. It's coming along. I'll be in touch.